Hey everybody, it's Angela, and I wanted to share with you this altered cigar box that I made, and I also have a tip for reusing packaging that I'm going to show you, and for those of you that are interested in reusing. But here is my cigar box, and I did this using my digital scrapbooking supplies for the paper. And essentially what I did was I measured the top, and I opened a file in Photoshop that was exactly the size that I measured. Then I pulled in my digital scrapbooking paper, I pulled in my digital scrapbooking alphabet and this book plate, and sized it all on the computer because I knew exactly, what size, so I could position everything, size it, make sure it was the way I wanted. And I did that also for each side and the back. You can see, here's the back. And I made a file for each one that was the exact size, and I saved them each as a JPEG. And then once I had JPEGs of each of these panels, I made an 8.5 by 11 inch file, and I pulled the JPEGs onto it. And I was able to fit all my sides and these extra butterflies onto an 8.5 by 11 sheet, and then I did the top on a second 8.5 by 11 sheet. So that way I only had to print 2 pieces of paper. And I used, it would be a color laser printer, and this is just regular copy paper, nothing special. The butterflies, I did print more of them and did them on like a glossy photo paper, just because I was going to do this technique where I wanted them to be a little heavier duty. But the background and the sides are all just regular copy paper, nothing special at all. And I used the glossy accents and like a little foam brush, and just brushed it on, a nice thin coat over the whole top. Then I put my paper down, and I used a bone folder to just smooth it out, make sure there was no air bubbles, and that it all adhered really well. And if I was off on my measurements at all, or on my positioning, and there was like a little bit hanging over, I just took an emery board, sanded down where it was hanging over or wasn't perfect, and then I went back over that with a brown ink pad. It was an older ink pad, so it wasn't too juicy or anything. It just kind of gave a little bit of light coloring and got rid of any white, because I didn't want any white showing against the black. So that was really simple. Just cut them out, glue them down, touch up the edges. After that, I added some of this Prima bling, and I put down some Recollections flowers, and this little flower here is the actual color of them. They're supposed to be, I think they're supposed to be gold, but to me they look more like craft color, like craft paper. And I used some Brilliance ink. I used the Rust, the Sky Blue, and the Copper, and I just kind of touched the edges just to give it a little extra color, to kind of go pull out the blue in this background paper and the orange of this flower. And this background paper is from Scrap Girls. It's from the Subtropical collection, and also this word art, these alpha tiles and the book plate are also from the Subtropical collection. And I'll put a link down below to where I got these. The butterflies were both from the Flutterby Embellishment Mini, and those, like I said, I printed out on some gloss photo paper, and then I did about 3 coats of ultra thick embossing enamel, used my heat gun to emboss them, make them really thick, and then I just kind of bent up the edges a little bit to make them kind of lift off the box a little bit. And And on the alphabet tiles, I used more of the ultra thick, or no, I used the more of the glossy accents, and just kind of put it over each tile to give it more of a, like an old typewriter key look. And I put it around the book plate. I also put the glossy accents on each of the bugs on the sides, and that just kind of makes them pop, and because the paper's somewhat matte, so they really pop off of there. And then on the inside of the box, I wanted to make something that looked like a specimen tray, like a butterfly specimen. And so I printed out more of the butterflies, and I sized them on my computer so that I knew I could fit 9 of them in the lid. And I used more of the Subtropical collection paper. And I pretty much went through my digital supplies. I went looking for all my butterflies. And I think these were from the Flutterby's Embellishment Mini. This was from Naturalist Journal collection. This was from the Rose Scented collection. And this one was from the Altered Past collection. And I just used more Prima bling. And right now, I mean, these things are sturdier than they look. I was a little worried that they'd be more fragile. I may put some little black pieces of wood in each corner and then hot glue on a piece of acetate to protect them, so it's almost like they're butterflies under glass. Right now I haven't done that because they're sturdier than I thought they would be. And so those are doing well. And then in the box I just put receipts from my Nicaragua trip. So these are all like keepsakes from Nicaragua, receipts from places we went, museums. Here's my typhoid instructions from my vaccination. Here's the currency conversion, some business cards, some extra photos I had left over from other projects that I just kind of stuck in here. Here they are, raking coffee beans. And I used the same Subtropical paper to kind of make this little thing, this little piece of paper. And it just has a journal of the days when we were there that I wanted to save. So I kind of color coordinated it. Got some, currency. Got a little leather pouch, and it was a keychain. I buy a lot of keychains because I like to put them on the spines of my minis, and they're inexpensive. But I had this one left over, so I have some Cordobas in there. It's another receipt. And now for the reusing packaging that I was talking about. These little clamshell things that I get Brad's and other scrapbooking supplies in, I love these things. I save them. And I don't know about you, but if I were to leave these shells just loose somewhere, I would forget the context of where they came from, where I found them. So I love to use these for shells, for little agates, for seeds, for coins, whatever little small memorabilia you may have and bring home with you that you don't want to, forget where you found them. And so on my computer, I just sized this to kind of match the lid, put my shells in there. In the back, I put some pictures of where I found them, and then I put a little staple right here on the edge, if you can see that, and that holds it shut just so it doesn't accidentally fall open or pop open or something. But I think it works really nice, and you can get different shape packaging so you can, put bigger items inside, and they just work great as little display boxes. So that's my helpful hint. So maybe it'll, work for someone. And let's see, I have a little Zoom album that I had made quite a while ago. I don't know if they still do make Zoom album kits anymore, but these were just some photos of favorite photos from Nicaragua because I go there quite often. And so I had that, and like a little tourist book and I have a matchbox that I want to make into a little, I want to put a little accordion mini in this. I haven't done that yet, but at least I know where it is. I won't lose it. So anyhow, that is my altered cigar box and my helpful hint. And so hopefully, you know, it'll inspire someone or give someone an idea, because I love watching YouTube and getting ideas from everyone else. It's been so helpful. You know, like knowing that I could use glossy accents to put my paper down. I think I watched, I think it was Craftin' Kate's YouTube channel where she used glossy accents, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is so awesome. You know, so when I went to adhere mine, I just went ahead and used it, and I knew it would work. And anyhow, that is my altered cigar box, and I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.